Hi, and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. This is Roxy, and I'll be channeling for you once again today. Thank you again for tuning in. It's starting to sound like a little pattern, isn't it? I'm going to have to shake that up a little bit.
New intro.
New intro, yeah. Don't want to be stagnant. And greetings once again to the collective. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. I bid you a good day. Let us speak of synchronicity. Let us give you an idea of furtherment upon synchronicity. In the idea of the awake world, there are several synchronistic moments becoming, let's say, more often as you define them in time. Truly, we would like to explain an idea from what we see, our perception, if you will, that there is nothing, not one single thing in your reality that is not synchronistic. Everything is perfectly put together. To echo that of Bashar, everything in your moment is you creating that. Everything serves an idea. Every color, every car, every shape of a cloud, every single moment is synchronistic. Let us give you an idea. Take a round bubble and paint it into a moment of time. And you can look at that round bubble from all angles. That is one moment. Now take that moment and lay it out flat. Go from the left and view it to the right. Now you are viewing that moment in time. Your, let's say, life experience is one moment in time, is it not? It is one moment in now. You are viewing it as one after the other, but truly you painted the perfect moment already. Everything within that idea bubble is now, is you, is synchronistic, is perfect. There is nothing that you cannot comprehend if you view it in ascension eyes. The idea that everything is truly synchronistic. There is nothing out of bounds. It's only you who define it as this or that. Even the moments of, let's say, not much action is still synchronistic. It is the allowance of yourself to let go of ideas of, let's say, creating out of fear. Wondering what's going to happen next. Stop, slow down, and look at the big picture of the now. And allow the now to unfold synchronistically with your visualization of the now, with your feeling of the now. And that idea, when you step back and feel every moment, what you call time, you can see that things are in place. But you're now viewing it with neutrality instead of intention. The intention of an expectation that's hidden within you to try to create an idea, or you have some latent fear that's birthing itself up, wanting you to push yourself to the next moment instead of seeing what is available now. There is nothing, no action in any moment that you have not, let's say, created already. You're catching up to it in time. Created already, that is not synchronistic. Perfect. Always remember this. That all of your nows are that. How you view them is your subjective reality of yourself. We don't want you to get a point to where you're so busy trying to find everything in the now that is synchronistic. Relax into it and allow it to unfold. You're not missing anything because you have forever. Time is in the illusion, and the illusion of time is created in the moment, in the memory of now. Understand that. So there is no missing out on anything. You can't. Each one of your probabilities within this entire landscape of your bubble of life, let's give it an idea of 80 years. You live an 80-year lifespan. Each one of those probabilities that you're viewing from up here and going up and down your probability laid out on this canvas, you can't miss any of it. Because it's all you and all the nows, and you can take every single, let's say, now of the illusion of time and view every speck in that entire tapestry of your life. You are doing that right now. That's why you're never going to miss anything. The focused fractal you is probabilitying itself through this part of the painting of life, and the other probable self is taking this idea and along this road, if you will, and finding and expanding itself, which is still you expanding yourself. This is why sometimes you get shudders of vibrations out of nowhere, and that's your other self saying, wow, look at this epiphany, and you absorb it and become that. And then in memory is in the moment it's created. You never experience, but the memory in the moment give you that you did experience that. And now you are now merged into the synchronistic of one of both of those idea parallel timelines. Fret nothing in the idea of missing anything. Fret nothing in looking forward to anything. Be now, because everything is now. You are taking your perspective time to look at every part of reality. Just because the focused you doesn't see it all right now, most assuredly, you are seeing it all right now. Most certainly. Stand by. In addition to the moment of time, we would like you to, let's say, expand upon this idea if you choose. Understand the circular idea of time that we've given you an image of. Humanity takes itself as, let's say, an idea of time as a valid, let's say, experience. Most assuredly it is, because it is built into the paradigm. It will not leave your idea as long as you are playing within the field of validating time. We are giving you this perspective to loosen up, once again, definitions on how time is slippery. Thank you. In that fashion, you can move yourself within time. So view your life as a bubble. You can lay it out and take your time to look at it this way. View the now in the same way. The now that you are is a bubble of now, and you can shift it from one side to the next, to the next, to the next. As you are becoming more familiar with, let's say, vibrations of your alternate lives, as well as your alternate parallel realities that you and your other lives are creating. And once again, when you shift in and out of probable selves with the idea of just the awareness of it, with no effort and intention out of accomplishment interlaced, which will only thwart it, with just the awareness of it, then you will most, let's say, assuredly experience different portions of yourself in memory, in, let's say, shifting conscience. That's a little bit more freakier for a lot of people. But what it truly is the vibration. The vibration of you feeling something that has nothing to do with your reality around you right now. You can't equate it to anything that causes this feeling that comes up inside of you. You're like, where did that vibration come from? Well, the vibration in most, let's say, occurrences is that of a probable self in experiencing, which is you. Remember, you are awake. Have no fears if the others are awake or not. That is not your focus. Those idea selves are experiencing, which is you experiencing. But from the aspect of the higher self, the vibration travels to the higher self and travels down, or truly is available for you to tune in on. These are the frequencies you are feeling of other probable selves out of the blue, if you will. Those frequency ideas that you are feeling will encompass into your, let's say, emotional bank, if you will, your emotional body, and will cause, if you will, an effect. That effect will give you either joy, glorious, maybe some resonation of fear, anger, hatred, sorrow, pain, suffering, divine nonchalance. It'll do something for you. So as you are feeling yourself, not as so much a human. Now, let's pause for a second, and I'm going to give you something. Notice your state of awake awareness as your natural state of being. When you feel that, in other words, you know who you are, you know you're awake, you're just comfortable as is. That is your core idea, vibrational comfort zone of being a human. And that disruption of that idea is another probable self being integrated in most occurrences once again. That integration is an experiential self of you, giving you, because you're choosing to, through awareness, to accept this idea into your reality. Encoded within that vibrational occurrence, that experience on that now over there, which is all you, that is, let's say, knowledge into your memory bank through your emotional body, giving you that experience. It is always translated in the best way it's perceivable by the conscious self. The conscious self is evolving to the multidimensional diamond that you are. And these occurrences need to be coupled in some fashions with logic on what's happening, so we're offering you this idea. The idea of logicalizing, let's say, events in your life is a comfortable way for humanity to accept and move on because that is your paradigm. Now listen, logic is the aftermath. Experience is ascension. You cannot enlighten yourself through the idea of logic. You enlighten by experience. So your other selves are experiencing you, higher self, and you are experiencing them, you, higher self as well. And all of that experience to the awake idea awareness, raising its vibration to allow more frequencies to come in, are now being given these opportunities by yourself. And now we would like you to be aware of these ideas. Now these ideas we're giving you is that coupling idea of that probable self into the vibration, translated by your best understanding of yourself. With this idea that we're giving you now it's a logical idea where the 3D mind can take this and categorize it into a comfort zone to allow more expansion of your soul, of course. So in that fashion, when you feel something that has nothing, once again, equatable to your reality around you, you can't pinpoint it, if you will, realize that you are feeling more views. And in that idea, understand it and just say it's that. Listen, you don't want to put logic in front of it and say it must be this in order for me to move on. Say it's this and then move on. Once you accept something, then it has the opportunity to, all truths are true, has an opportunity to evolve into what it is. Into what it is. Into what it is. But you cannot stop it, paralyze that feeling, and need to equate it to logic in the past because that is dead. That is another now. It has nothing to do with this now. Everything is a stepping stone. You are stepping, idealizing through the ascension idea. So in that fashion, when you feel yourself feeling the vibration of something else that is not equatable, maybe just a daunting memory or an exciting memory, it's one of your future selves, probable selves, on this now, that idea, and as well as your past selves. Don't put time so much into it. Don't have to equate it and such. Let it come in, accept it's a probable self and that reality. That's when the direct experience of that vibration is not hindered by your own walls of logic, and it'll flow in and then it'll flower. Now that you are giving it the, let's say, natural state of being, love, it will fertilize itself and it will grow and it will offer its fruit upon, let's say, fruition in the perfect now that once again you've set up. The synchronicities of that. So understand, everything in your reality is synchronistic. Not one thing is out of bounds. Not one thing is out of place. You painted the canvas of life already. Everything is detailed. You had now, which is forever, to do it. Perfectly in place. Unfold it and take your time to watch yourself unfold in that fashion. Now that you can see everything is for you, don't focus on what's not now. Because not now is conflict in time, and time changes your probability, realities, because you're focusing on a different idea instead of seeing what's available that you gave yourself in every now. and let it flow as one. And then I idealize the idea of the probable selves becoming more, let's say, experiential in the now with you in your emotional body connection first, and allow it, accept it, and let it become the idea of logic, and it'll grow in yourself. You are, listen, how many workers do you have? A billion? You have a billion of yourselves to ascend this self? Let me ask you a question. I need something on a particular timeline that's coming up in the future, and I don't know how I'm going to get it. All right? But I need that. Okay. If you need it, let it go and know that it'll be there. Who's going to do it? Your probable self. Your probable self in the future leaves you things for this timeline for you to catch up to. Okay? Time is truly an ally if you play with it in the idea of excitement instead of the idea of drudgery. So understand that there are all of you working on you. And you are giving all the support to all of the other yous. You are waking your other selves up, and you are learning from your future self that is, let's say, telling this self to be that self. Because that's the self of your highest probability self of love. That's where you want to be. So if you follow your nows along the timelines of the idea of synchronicity now, not so much spaced out in time, then you can see the fluidity of your creation, most certainly. Now, in that idea of probable selves, we want to give you an idea. If you feel in this now there is a potential for your shift, you're shifting all the time, we know that, but you're looking for that massive idea shift. Once again, view yourself from that moment. And that self there knows that this self is back here because that self is reflecting. Remember when we were thinking about that? That kind of idea. That's you creating this self to wake up to that self. All right? So know that that self is taking care of everything. All of yourselves are. You have an entire idea of, let's say, co-creation selves that are creating the most highest joy for you in the now. The only thing you have to do is Krishna. Only thing you have to do is be effortless. Period. Follow the synchronistic nows. Stay within the slipstream. If it has a resistance, let it go. It serves you no purpose. There is no failure. There is no idea of missing anything. Missing anything creates the idea to the mirror that you're going to miss something, so it gives you the reflection of missing something. You're not missing anything. Therefore, the mirror only offers highest resonation of the beauty, because your awareness is there, of all the synchronistic nows that are in place for you to enjoy this ride. This beautiful ride of humanity, most certainly. All right, this is all we have for this space-time now. This is Ocyphius. Till our next idea, I bid you a good day. Adone. Beautiful, oh. Awesome, blossom, possum. Love you guys. Tune in to you. We'll see you in the next now. Love you. Bye.